Hi, welcome to Lian's Corner. And today we are honored to have a special guest who is young and passionate about the youth empowerment. Yeah. So first of all, could you please introduce a little bit about yourself?
Of course. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be part of this episode. My name is Nadine Kareem. I'm from Egypt, and I'm a youth in high school, just a sophomore in high school, and the founder of Motive Nation. I've always been passionate about self-growth, motivation, and understanding how just people's mindset work, especially when they're young, and how they evolve over time. And I would love to build the skills that they need for the workspace because I'm sure that they are the most powerful. So I founded Motive Nation. What is Motive Nation? It's a youth platform that helps people, especially ages 13 to 24, build soft skills because I believe technical skills come and go, but soft skills remain the same and they are very powerful. But just people don't really have the time to train it well. They focus more on technical skills or AKA soft skills, hard skills. So, yeah, that's basically it. I want to emphasize how soft skills are very important and how it differentiates between someone who graduated from the same school and someone who also graduated from the same school but didn't get the job. So that's basically me in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's an amazing introduction. Yeah, and I really like your project motivation. Yeah, with the good
Thank you.
attractive. Yeah. Okay, so for now we are moving on to the first session, the birth of belief, and our topic today is self-belief. So when you found the motivation, were you driven more by vision or by a need to prove something to yourself?
I think it was more by vision. When I started thinking about how I could build this platform, I didn't even know what the name was. I didn't know anything. I just knew that I wanted to fill a gap. That gap around me is a lot of ambitious and curious people don't know how to start. They don't have the right access to what should they do. They don't live in the right environment. They just don't know where to start. They maybe think that they're too young or too little to start something, even though it's not. Like, it's literally, I believe that everyone can start from any age. So they just don't know where to start. So I started by created an idea that was the vision at first. I just wanted to help youth. I didn't know how, I didn't know where, what was the market gap, nothing. And then I just started building the idea over time. At first, it was not about soft skills at all, it was just how to access opportunities for youth. And then it started more of like, okay, no, there are so many people who have the right mindset but don't know how to present it, how to maybe communicate it well. Those parts were missing, even though they were the most important parts. So, yeah, I started saying, no, soft skills are more important. I started to incorporate it more. And then all of a sudden, it's now the main focus. And I believe that everyone should start, like, on a personal level, of course. There was also a small part of me that wanted to challenge myself. I didn't know the full story, as I said. So when you're young and you want to start something meaningful, there's always the question that is like, am I capable of doing this? But instead of trying to answer that question first, I decided to build something. So yeah, the vision came first, and then obviously the personal growth came as a result of the vision that I bring to life. That's basically it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So it seems like you have a good vision for starting doing something meaningful to the community, that you are always optimistic. Yeah. Okay, so Lily, do you have something to ask?
Yeah, I really love your answer. So looking back, do you think you believe in the idea first, or did you believe in yourself?
Looking back, honestly, I didn't really believe in myself like 100%. Nobody even starts believing in themselves until they show themselves that they're capable of doing something. So at first, I started like maybe doubting myself, but I didn't have even the space to doubt myself. I just didn't know what I'm gonna get myself into. If I'm being honest, I was like, okay, I'm gonna first build a website. How is a website built? I had no idea. So I looked on like courses and stuff like that. I built my first MVP, or like just a prototype of how the website looks like. And then I was like, okay, something inside me clicked. Okay, yeah, I have something and now it's existing in real life. So now I believe in myself in making like websites. And then we start with maybe webinars or a podcast or multiple stuff. And each time I achieve something, I have more self confidence. But that doesn't mean that we all should start knowing everything. I didn't, and I don't think anybody else did. So yeah, it's just that you just get in the position and do what you want to do, and hopefully it turns out good. If it doesn't turn out good, then you are going to find another thing that is going to turn out good. It's just that at the end of the day, you have to focus on doing something, even though your vision is blurry, but you just need to do something. You know what I mean? That's basically it.
Our strength that we can do everything and we can succeed in something like the biggest progress overnight. Yeah. And I really like your viewpoint about that. So for now, we are moving on to another session, confronting doubt. So what was the quietest
Hmm.
but more dangerous doubt you had about yourself?
I think so many people have this doubt, which is maybe I should wait until I'm fully ready, or maybe I'm too young, or maybe I'm just not very knowledgeable about the certain topic or the certain thing that I'm going to make. But honestly, it's like it's not, you're like, who does, like, who cares? You know, everyone starts the same. Everyone does not know how to start. So you just need to try. It's honestly all under the same category. It's the kind of doubt that can be really powerful because it sounds logical. Sorry, one second. It just like it sounds logical. It convinces you that you should be waiting, but over time I realized that everyone shouldn't be waiting until they feel ready or completed or just even qualified. They just need to start, and then over time they're going to get qualified, or maybe okay, now I earned this specific title. Okay, so now I am the founder of Motive Nation, for example. And then over time I join another volunteering organization. I start small and then I build my way up. That's how I started, but honestly, I had very big doubts. It was all under the category of I'm too young. Either it's I'm not knowledgeable enough or I don't know how to execute a certain idea. But it's just the real challenge was learning to recognize that doubt without letting it control me. Like I just started to focus on continuing to take small steps instead of going into big steps and then not knowing what to do, but at the same time, build my way up. That's basically it.
Yeah, that's a good vision. Yeah, I
Thank
really
you.
like this vision, like just realizing our doubt and we can start doing the small steps into the bigger ones. Yeah, that's really good one.
Exactly.
And yeah, I really like it. So Lily, it's your turn.
So, when we all face moments when doubt get really low. So, was there a moment when fear feel louder than your purpose?
It was honestly just when starting some stuff. For example, of course, definitely, whenever you start something new, you're scared, especially when it involves leadership or visibility or being responsible for doing something. So there are moments when fear is very real, but I'm trying my best to not make it overpower me. And also try my best to not eliminate it, because if we don't have fear at all, then that means that we could do everything from like stealing a bank to literally everything. So I just try to have it in the back of my mind, okay, no, I shouldn't exceed the limit, but at the same time I should risk taking something. I should focus on making something. So I just realized that it isn't necessary that fear is putting you on the wrong path. It's just guiding you. But at the same time, it doesn't overpower, as I said. So in many cases, fear shows up precisely when you're stepping outside of your comfort zone and entering a new space. But that is the part of success. Yeah,
Wow, that's an intriguing point. Yeah, that you give us the detailed answer for it, and then it just gives us more motivation about starting doing new things without feeling fear or having be anxious. Yeah. So, and now we move on to another session, part three, the inner shift. So, what changed inside you before anything changed outside?
it was, I think, there are a lot of things that changed, but maybe the most one that changed was mindset, and it shows on the outside. Like when something changes in your mind, it shows definitely. But I'm going to talk more about my inner self. In the beginning, I kept asking questions like, am I ready? Am I capable? Do I know enough? And those questions can feel like you're stuck, and there's always something more that you can learn before starting, of course. But that doesn't mean that you should wait until you start. But me 6 months ago, I could have never said a word like this. So that tiny shift made a huge difference in my appearance and in my mindset and just all over the place. And also, not just me, my friends, they noticed a lot of changes and they started to get inspired. Like maybe I posted another episode on something on motivation, maybe for example, how to time manage. And I'll notice that my friends join a specific online session, even though they don't tell me. They just join because they feel like they should do something. So I just love inspiring people around me. I think that's part of who I am. Instead of seeing challenges as proof that I'm not ready, I started seeing them as opportunities to just learn and grow. And when that internal shift like happened, the outside world start changing so much around you, and it gives you opportunities. Like it's not just me and like my friends, my family, my mindset. It's more of like people or like the world just opens up opportunities that you never knew was available.
Yeah, that's good. So it seems like you have a positive mindset at all the times, you know.
Trying my best. No, not all the time. Trying my best.
Yeah, okay, that's amazing. So, Lily, do you have something to ask?
And so, did your self-belief come from success or did success come from self-belief?
um Honestly, I think both. I think it's a cycle that completes itself. In the very beginning, self belief doesn't have to be huge, but it has to be there to do something. Once you take that step and see even like a small result, you your confidence just grows a bit. So that increases by time when you take courage to take bigger steps. So I would say that self belief starts the journey, but then it just like a cycle, if you know what I mean. Success strengthen it along the way. The important thing is that realizing self belief doesn't need to be perfect. It's just that it needs to be complete, and then the cycle repeats itself. It's a never ending one. Once you start, it just stays the same.
That's very detailed. That really fits our question. Yeah. So for now, we're moving on to another session, discipline of confidence. So what unseen sacrifices build your confidence behind the scenes?
I think that maybe it comes a lot from quiet work and doing the work when you don't want to do it. Like, for example, I'm alone in my room right now and I have two choices, either scroll or doom scroll or whatever you want to call it, or just to do the actual work. Sometimes, of course, we're all weak. We tend to have more on the doom scrolling side. But what makes us different or not average is that we maybe power off our phones just for 15 minutes, finish our work, and then go back to it. I feel like these moments are when you're investing your time and energy into something that hasn't produced like visibility yet, it's still in the progress. And at the same time, these moments require patience and a lot of discipline and a lot of consistency. But those moments honestly build confidence. It starts to show you how much you're capable of learning and how much you should um, make more progress over time. Confidence isn't usually built from one achievement, if I say so myself. It's built from hundreds of like small efforts that slowly accumulate, and those efforts are happening invisibly or not invisibly, just you around no one. Yeah, that's basically how I view it.
Yeah, that's such an intriguing point. So, yeah, and another question coming from Lily.
Okay, so how do you protect your self-belief in moments when no one is watching?
I personally, and so many people have a hard time to protect it. It comes and goes. But one of the most important things is that you need to reconnect with your purpose behind what you're doing. Like, for example, if you're just doing something quiet and challenging, it's easy to only focus on the results. Like, no, I need to get this done. And when you focus on the results, it's more of like, okay, I'm just gonna like finish it quickly. I don't get into details, and that just starts making the actual project not the best. Like if you sit down, know your purpose, know that I'm doing a specific thing. For example, let's say a website. If I'm doing this website to help youth get connected with opportunities, then no, I have to build it 100%. But if you just focus on the results, it's like gonna ruin it. It's gonna ruin the outcome, it's gonna ruin the result, it's gonna ruin even like the enjoyment of the process along the way. I also try to focus on like progress instead of perfection. Not every step has to be perfect, but as long as it moves you forward, growth is happening. Protecting self belief is honestly the most important thing. It also helps being patient with yourself and recognizing meaningful progress takes time. So I think that's how I protect it, but obviously it's not protected 100% of the time. That's why discipline takes its place.
Yeah, okay. So I
Amazing.
have asked, yeah, amazing. So I have an extra question after hearing your question, but after
Of
hearing your
course.
answer, sorry, your answer. So in case of starting new doing new things, so how do you control your emotion, and how do you or do you wish your challenges when facing the toxic criticism from other people, especially we are too young, So when we start doing new things, that many people adults say that we are too weak, we don't have enough strength for starting the bigger things to have the whole community. So in your point of view, so how do you cover these problems?
It's actually part of how I started motivation. It's just like, how could I do something without them seeing that no, you're going to be limited by age? Because I believe that even if like someone is 40 or 45 years old, sorry, if they are 45 years older, they that doesn't define them. Okay, yeah, they're a certain age. Now they know everything. No, they don't know anything. They know it not by age, they know it by experience. Like, okay, somewhat it relates to experience and age. Yes, of course, when they have lived longer on this earth, they have experienced more experiences, but at the same time, like, are we sure that someone who is capable enough to build something huge at 16 or maybe 17 years old doesn't really have the self belief to do it? But someone who is even older kept like pushing it, like, no, pushing it down, like, no, I don't have the um maybe the confidence to do it. So it's not really by age at all, actually. I believe that we should all know that putting yourself out there is number one. Even if you're like old, if you're young, you need to put yourself out there. That's the beginning of success. And then you just move forward from there. Of course, emotions get in the way, especially as teenagers, and a lot of drama happening around us, like from all around the world, actually, not just our region. So it's just a lot to handle, but if you know how to handle it well, obviously nobody starts knowing everything. Just by time, you're gonna know how to maybe separate work from school. You're gonna know how to time manage properly. You're gonna maybe know how to manage yourself internally, as in emotions, as in, okay, I can, like, for example, have a certain fear, but set it aside, not illuminate it all, or not making it take like overpowering over my brain. So I try my best to do something like this. Of course, not everyone knows how to do it, and like I think nobody even knows how to do it. So it just comes by practice. It comes by um, like failing. I think failing is part of being successful. Honestly, it's like you fail one time and then you know, okay, I know that I failed in one, two, three, four, so I'm gonna do something else. That's it. It's just experimenting. It's honestly, life is all about experimenting.
Yeah, yeah. So that's really practical. It seems like we have to believe in ourselves, and we have to control everything surrounding around us. Yeah. So for now, we are moving on to the final session of the talk show today. Proof is possible, and it's also the topic of our season today. Lily, is your first question.
Okay, so the first questions for you in part five is skip your journey, prove anything. What does it say about the power of believing before the result appears?
That's a great question. I think it shows that belief often has to come before visible results. Many people wait for proof or wait till, okay, so what is this young girl doing? Like, I need to see proof, or maybe how many dollars did you make this month? But it honestly just comes from believing in something that is possible, building in reality, maybe belief. It's often that the thing allows us to make results appear, but at the same time, in the first place, you need to focus on yourself. So when you believe something is possible, you become more willing to take risks, to try new things, to persist on doing something and stay consistent doing it. And those actions just like eventually create the outcome people see later. So believing before the result exit is not unrealistic. It's part of how those results are created.
Yeah, that's amazing. So it seems like we have to believe in the effectiveness of the things that we start doing before the even though the negative and positive outcomes appear, right? So that we can
Of course.
succeed. Yeah. Okay, so the final question today is for someone who feels they are not enough, not good enough. So what truth do they need to hear today?
I think that I would say that feeling not good enough or not enough in general is not something that nobody feels. Every single person feels this and experienced it at some point. Especially when they're stepping into something new or challenging, it's really uncomfortable, I have to say that. So, the importance of doing something like that is to understand that nobody starts fully prepared, fully confident, or fully capable. Just fully in general, nobody is even full until now. No matter the age, no matter the ethnicity, no matter anything, nobody's full. So, growth happens through the process of trying, learning, failing, adjusting, and continuing, of course. So, I'd say that in general, nobody starts full. Being not enough at the beginning doesn't mean that you're not incapable. It just means that it's your starting point to develop something. And looking back after you start something like what maybe sounds different, you're gonna look back and say, wow, I've changed a lot. I was not capable. Now I could do maybe a fully functioning project. I could do a project from start to end. I could lead a team, for example. And every person who has built something meaningful starts exactly there. What matters most is willingness to begin, even when you have like no answers yet, but just starting and knowing that you want to do something. What is it? Nobody knows. You're just going to start doing it and putting it into life, and then it's just going to build itself up. You don't need to do anything at all. It's just more of like, okay, I'm going to do the, like maybe, for example, it's like planting a seed. For you put the seed in the oil and then just wait for it to grow. All you need to do is just put some water. That is the consistency. And the rest of it, it's like growing and all of the biological reasons. It's just life. It's going to make a path for you. It's going to open up so many opportunities. And that's something I believe in so, so much.
Yeah, that's a wonderful viewpoint. So yeah, and I'm really impressed about that. And this is the end of the talk show today. I'm so grateful for your having time and your support to share your ideas in this episode today. So your story, your insight have truly added something special into our episode today.